Hey everyone, before I get started, I just want to remind you that if you like my content, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and then join the Militiaman and Crew Patreon community by clicking the link in the caption. Hey, good evening everybody. It's the 21st and we're going to get started. Militiaman and Crew here. We'd like to say thank you for all your help and your support. It's greatly appreciated. Keep this content rolling. All of those that come into the Patreon room and to the Discord channel, it's amazing, exciting, so much fun. The financial experts have called in the past, and we know this from back in the, the August 8th, I believe it was. They called for the slogan to be our dinar, and I think they're going to live up to it. So why do I go back in time? And this is old news, but it's really good to go back in time sometimes, because if you do go back in time, you can see progress. And so what we're seeing today is going to be some progress, and that's what we're here for. It's not the same old, same old. It turns out to be what they said they were going to do. They're activating and doing that kind of stuff. They're implementing, activating. Those are all buzzwords. So if you read the news that we have in Patreon that Samson brings into Discord on a regular basis, packed solid, you'll find that what we're talking about here is spot on. It's accurate to the extent that we're reading the news for you all. It's really good. So what we're seeing here is the private sector has flexibility in providing solutions that help achieve stability in the exchange rate. So they're going to seek the private sector to help them specifically isolate the dinar and to create the environment that requires the country to spend the dinar for certain products, certain things, and especially they're going to target high-end things, real estate, cars, etc. Okay, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. Basically, what we're seeing is that the matter requires achieving integration and cooperation with the private sector and the central bank. So the two are basically working in a cohesive measure to rein in the dollar, exclude it from the purchasing of all these items and even in commodities. So it says the importance of the Ministry of Commerce raising the slogan of dealing in dinars and escalating cases of education through seminars. So they're going to start to escalate the fact that they're going to do seminars, conferences, social media, so that these dealings are in dinars exclusively and in support of the government's measures to achieve stability in the exchange rates of the dollar against the dinar and at the official exchange rate. And there can be an active role with the development department. So basically the private sector and the Department of the Import and Export and the Ministries of Commerce are campaigning to launch this deal to deal in dinars exclusively. So why is that important? Well, it's important because they have a parallel market that deals in dollars, and the dollar is not their official exchange rate. I believe it's the Central Bank Law 56 of 2004 that states that the dinar is the exclusive currency of the country. And so Al-Sudani's team, the finance ministry, they're not backing down on this, and it's a good thing because it's going to stabilize things. The parallel market is an illegal market, and I really don't see that, even though they keep talking about it and posting it, it's a manipulation situation, and it's not something that's going to last forever. We all believe that. Maybe you all don't, but I think the crew and others that we associate with believe that the dinar raising value to an international acceptable exchange rate, Article 8 compliant, will make that go away. And the private sector, along with the CBI, is moving to that direction. They're not allowing to buy expensive cars, buy real estate. These things are expensive, and they'll help contain and stabilize the exchange rate. So this person has stressed that limiting the transactions in dinars represents an important step that raises the value of the dinar and takes the market to a stage of stability. Okay, so this is past tense. This is something that they talked about back 2 weeks ago, okay, or more. And the next thing is, it says that a newspaper comes out today and says their file says selling cars in dinars instead of dollars. basically it says in detail that they're talking about this. So the expert Safwan Qusay said on Monday that the process of controlling the sale and purchase of cars will be a window to control the real estate, car, and gold markets in Iraq. So there you go, the expensive stuff. You got real estate, you got automobiles, and you got the gold market. And so they're going to be able to not manipulate them, but in a sense, put them into a situation that you can't buy real estate, you can't buy cars, and you're going to have to buy gold in Iraqi dinar. So this is out today. That was the 8th. Today's the 21st. So look, we can see progress, that they're not backing down on this. And here it says that this Qusay explains that the process of controlling the exchange rate requires all types of cars to be sold inside the Iraqi market in dinars, and that they will be imported by companies and individual importers through that platform. Okay, so I'll stop there. The platform is the electronic platform. So these merchants have to be hooked up to that electronic platform, a digital platform, so that they can monitor the sales, know their customer, where's the dinar coming from, how much. It's just one of those things, whether you like it or not, because there's a black market they're trying to contain. So they're trying to weed out the good, bad, and the indifferent, a wheat from the chaff. It says that through the platform, cars are not allowed to be registered in the traffic departments unless they are by bringing confirmation that the import process has been completed through the electronic platform. So they're taking steps to manage this, which is good. I mean, cars are quite expensive these days. And could you imagine paying for, say, a $100,000 F-150 Ford truck with 1310? You're going to bring in stacks. So, but if they do it through the electronic platform and they know that the people are who they say they are, they'll be able to do so in a manner that's acceptable. There is supposed to be a commitment and control over car showrooms in all governance, including Kurdistan region, to comply with the sale of cars in Iraqi dinars. They go on to say that the process of supporting the Iraqi dinar requires not only speculators and smugglers to control the local markets and expel the dollar to the punished countries in various ways. As you can see, that translation is difficult, but the bottom line is that they're trying to isolate the smugglers and those that are circumventing the system by using dollars. The government goes on and says, Qusay says, he points out that the government is continuing to control all kinds of commodities. So again, I revert back to what I had said earlier. It is that it is the cars, it is the gold, it is the real estate, and commodities. Commodities are a lot of different things. It can be food items, many things. Okay, so cars with large sums of money are not bought and sold except through Iraqi banks, so that we know what is the source of the Iraqi dinar that buys the car and who is the one that sells it. So there you go. Know your customer. They're working on this, and I'll back up. They talked about it in the past, that not only on the 8th, but they've been working to this extent. But on the 8th of this month, they came out with that article that I read. And here again today, the 21st, if the car is controlled, then the real estate, if the car market is controlled, then the real estate, gold, and even the medicine market will be controlled. So even they go into the medicines. So here we are. How many industries are there? That's quite a few. It's at least 4 or 5. So the pressure's up. I don't think it's going to wane anytime soon. Look, controlling the dinar sales with the automobiles, merchants, real estate, gold, all of those things are going to help kill the parallel market, the black market. Basically, that's what they're saying. And it's important because they're going to go into a new world, a new transition into a market economy, and they're going to have to isolate these people because they're not the ones that want to have this new market. They don't want it, and they're going to try and fight it. And unfortunately, it looks like they're going to lose out. And here we go again. There's the Parliamentary Finance is coming out, and they're hosting the central bank officials this next week. And why are they hosting them? Well, the House of Finance Committee is seeking to host the central bank officials next week to discuss the delay in the distribution of the amounts of the housing initiative they launched last year. Well, they're talking about real estate. They want them to do it in dinar. Well, maybe their reason why they're not doing it then and up until now is because they haven't changed the value of the exchange rate to allow them to do that. Contracts, real estate contracts, have interest rates and stuff, and they have time constraints on them. So it's actually kind of fascinating that the importance of this is coming down at the same time. They talked about the real estate, and this is talking about real estate. And this is today, the 21st. It says the initiative is expected by many citizens who do not have enough money to build their homes, noting that many citizens received interest-free loans from banks in order to buy housing units, including those in the recent established vertical residential complexes. It sounds like that's like the name of is Basraya, I think it's called. Anyway, the South Koreans built this huge complexes of homes in a city. So they may be talking about Basmira, I think that's what it's called. So anyway, the gentleman is basically talking that the grant amounts are provided by the central bank to the banks, pointing out that the committee will host the governor and the officials of the central bank to inquire about the reason for the delay in launching the amounts to banks to take appropriate measures to grant them to the citizens. Well, if the exchange rate's going to change, they're probably not going to be able to just jump in and say, hey, we got all this money allocated at 1,310 when the exchange rate's going to change. We haven't seen the salaries paid. We haven't seen certain things happening yet. They've allocated the budget. They haven't started spending it, the 23, 24, 25 budget. So all of these things are going to tie in, and I'm going to get to the end of this, which will be a little bit, but I'll be honest with you. I'm pretty sure I can tie all this in together and give you a picture that shows that the progress is completely underway, and I have support for that in Patreon. And again, if you use some of the keywords, buzzwords that I'm talking about in this video, you can go into the Patreon community and look and research what I've been telling you, and I'll show that to you guys, and I'll talk about it. Basically, to me, the timing of this stuff is massive. Okay, the spokesman for the Kurdistan government related to Baghdad today by revealing the date of the arrival of the region's salaries. So they're gearing up to pay the salaries. Today, the 21st of August, an official spokesman for the Kurdistan regional government, his name is Peshwa Harami. He expected the arrival of the salaries of the Kurdistan employees and the financial allocations to the region before the end of this week, while he described the region's allocations as not a gift, but rather their rights. So they're expecting to get paid. It's their right to get paid. So they go on to state that we expect to send the allocations of the Kurdistan region from the budget to pay the salaries of employees during this week or up to the 25th. So what I'm going to probably show you is that there are circumstances from the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th of this month have interest that we have. I'm not saying that any one of those specific days is the day that we're going to find what we're looking for, but what I am saying now is that the news is telling you specific things, and we should take them seriously. So one of the things that was in a tweet today was that on the 21st was that al-Sudani was talking about corruption. Yeah, so all that corruption from, again, not to reiterate it, they start from the bottom, they go to the top, and he's going to the senior level. All of those things are part of the timing. So when I say 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26, those are days that are all in the news. He starts it off today about he's climbing to the top from the 21st. The 22nd is the BRICS situation. But before I get to that far, basically, look, we're going to talk about the salaries, because that's one of the key important things that we're going to move up to. But they're talking about this is going out to the 25th, the current month corresponding to Friday, the specific date for launching the salaries of employees. Well, as you're going to see is that certain things need to have to be done. They haven't been done. Why didn't they pay the salaries at 1310 for August, July and August? You have to go, well, why? Because something's awry there. So that let's just see how they do this. But Baghdad is basically needs to commit to sending the budget of the Kurdistan region, and the regional government has fully committed itself, so they say, all the terms and conditions of Baghdad with regard to oil, other non-oil revenues, they basically have opened the door for them to do so. So what we're hoping is that the federal government, being that they're required to send the salaries of the employees for the month of July and August, stressing that the region should not be treated as a province, and the financial allocations are a right of the citizens in Kurdistan, and they are not a gift or a grant from Baghdad. They're just a right, so they're reiterating that. It says earlier in the day, the information from the distribution of 2-month salaries to the employees of the Kurdistan region for the months of July and August, in return for the conditions that the federal government itself supervises the distribution of the salaries of the regions and of the employees in a procedure that takes place for the first time since 1990. So basically they're saying this is a new thing. It's basically the federal government will supervise the distribution of the salaries of the regions to the employees. So that's taking out the region. This isn't going through a second party, which is the Kurdistan region. The federal government's going to take over on that, right? Pretty fascinating. It's good stuff. Let's see what happens. And then basically they go on and tell you that the value of the region's employee salaries for the month of June was a significant amount of money, and therefore, hey, they're going to keep moving forward. It's pretty fascinating. So look, the payments for July and August are slated for the 25th of August. So what I've found fascinating is that the timing for many of these things within this week, what we're hearing is that there is a new financial systems and platforms that are going to be implemented or they're underway that will clear currencies digitally, and it is possible that the implementation of them are within the global financial system that are being or have been started to be interlinked as of today. So that's kind of a new thing. It is something that we're hearing about, but we do know that regardless, the Ice-Kutta system, the Buna platform has been upgraded. It's starting to clear additional currencies. They said something to the effect of Arab currencies, new Asian currencies. They're actually gearing for this interconnectivity. And so that was actually potentially has started today. The AMF isn't totally clear about that. The Ice-Kutta system has already said in the past what they were going to do. So the Buna platform, the Ice-Kutta system, the SWIFT system, all of these things being digitized, the digital transformation, we saw articles about that yesterday. All of these are coming into play at this specific time frame. So basically what I just said was that those payments were for the 25th, but bear with me for a second. The BRICS meetings started for starting tomorrow through the 24th. A lot of the currencies that are inside the Buna platform are, well, there's a few of them, not a lot of them, but a few of them are going to be in Johannesburg for this meeting. Saudi Arabia is, the UAE is, specific trading partners with Iraq are going to be in there. Okay, so that's a fascinating situation because guess what? They have to pair and clear currencies, and that's part of the process with the Buna platform, for instance, and subsequently other platforms that we're going to possibly hear about and see in the near future. So basically that meeting will close on the 24th. And why is that interesting? Well, look, we hear from the new financial systems and platforms that are being implemented will clear currencies digitally, and it's possible that the implementation of them are within the global financial system. So the global financial system with all these different countries are all talking about, getting on a level playing field. That's basically the 24th. That's another one of those key dates that I talked about. So don't forget, we know about the BRICS, the start of the 24th of August. But remember, we saw two different articles talking about the CDS system. That's the Central Depository System for what? That's the ISX. It says the CDS system, Iraq, is to be implemented the following day, the 23rd of August, 2023. So we know that the 22nd they start, okay, the BRICS, the 22nd through the 24th. Then we follow this up. During the same time, the CDS system has to be implemented on the 23rd, as stated by the Central Bank of Iraq. That's their words. We have an article for it, and I'll get to that shortly. But it says the Prime Minister here has called for things to have been ready for service projects by 8/15/2023. So the service projects Al-Sudani put out in our past audios, videos, that we talked about timelines and time frames. So he's basically suggesting that it's been in effect as of the 15th, and there's more to come. So the next thing is that the Prime Minister, because of the 8/15/2023, for the service projects for the citizens, they need to be ready for the operational investment projects and those concerns by August 24th. So here we go. We have the BRICS meetings ending on the 24th. You have Al-Sudani's backwall time frame for the operational investment projects, which are related directly to the 23, 24, 25 budget. And that is effectively hoping to need an exchange rate. So the salaries, effectively, they haven't been done yet, need an exchange rate. The 23, 24, 25 budget needs an exchange rate. So, and interestingly enough, they're coinciding. So here we go. They throw the Kurds are noted above or to get their salaries by the 25th. So what would I do? I'd go 21, 22, well, corruption on 21, 22, the BRICS get started, 23, the CDS gets started, 24, we have the BRICS meetings closure, but yet we also have Al-Sudani's mandate to have the operational and investment portions of the budget taken care of. And then we have the salaries being paid per the Kurdistan region on the 25th. So these are their dates. These aren't mine. These are what we can find in print, okay? Then we go on, if we go back to the court, the federal court specified their own timelines as well. They specifically stated 30 days from July 26, 2023, for that the 2023, 2024, 25 budget has to be implemented by that date. That's 30 days. So what we're seeing here is interesting. The concept of all of this is fascinating because I'm explaining that the 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26 are all at play in the next few days to see if these guys have what it takes to get these guys to a market economy. And I believe that what we're going to see is that all of this information should be taken as like it's fascinating, it's powerful, and you can't make it up. But the cool part is that we're going to be able to watch a few of these days because we're here at the 21st and tomorrow's the 22nd. So these things have been outlined in advance of what to be expected. And that's why I started this video out, is because from the beginning, I went back in time and showed the progress. And so now we're going to start to see, again, that they have time frames. They had specified time frames. If you go into Patreon and you type in that word specified, you're going to probably find what I'm telling you will fit in an article. It's pretty fascinating stuff. I love that little research toolbar, to be honest with you. So here it says that a new exchange rate will likely be coming quickly. The salaries will need it, and these are my words. The budget spending for projects will need it. Getting into the international global financial system will require it. So basically below what I'm going to share in brief are snippets that are what we can find easily in the search bars within Patreon with Militia Man and Crew. There's much more. So if you have the opportunity and you can, please join us and check this stuff out. But here's one of the snippets. It says this is specifically towards one of the things that I talked about, which was the federal court. It says, quote, everything that was considered by the federal court required its implementation 30 days after it was published in the official Gazette. And he goes on to indicate that the budget law entered into force on July 26th. July 26th. That's major, okay? And then we go forward to the CSD, which is the Central Bank of Iraq, talking about their Central Securities Deposit System. Okay, we went over the first one, which was the B302. This particular quote is the B303, and it's basically just reiterating almost exactly the same thing before, but in a little different term. It says, we would like to inform you that the auction for traditional money transfers to the Central Bank of Iraq has been announced for a period of 14 days with the number of B303, and the quote, implementation will be on 8/23/23. There's another one of those supporting evidence that what we're talking about is directly from the CBI. On to the next one. This is from Al-Sudani. We've been over it twice, maybe 3 times already, but the bottom line is that Al-Sudani directed the ministries and agencies not associated with the ministry immediately start implementing projects and targets contained in the government program, which have completed their technical and financial and legal requirements, and update their priorities for the project of implementation in light of the allocations and in the framework of the government's 5 priorities, which are included in the ministerial curriculum, and focus on service projects, the service projects we talked about, and the advanced rates of achievement that serve large sectors of citizens, provided that the Ministry of Planning is provided with project requirements no later than August 15th. So they had to have those project requirements in place no later than August 15th. Well, we're up to 21st now. So we'll go on to the last paragraph. The Prime Minister also directed the Ministries of Planning and Finance to prepare a detailed position on financial allocations for the executive procedures for operational and investment. Those are the projects. The government program, each according to its competence, in accordance with the budget law and its instructions, no later than August 24th, 2023. Look, procedures are different than instructions. Instructions, if I'm not mistaken, should mean getting money spent. That's what instructions are for. Procedures are slightly different. They're giving you the ballpark figures, giving you the destination of what you're supposed to be doing and how you're going to do it. Instructions are the execution phase, and I think that's what we're going to start to see. So interestingly enough, as I gave you all those dates, we have many of the stuff in Patreon, and I hope you guys will take a peek at it. It's definitely worth a read. I think that our platform brings a significant amount of value. So if you like our content, hit that subscribe button, and if you like the content to keep it rolling, please feel free to help keep it going by hitting that donate button. Thank you very much. Once again, guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you like this content. Subscribe to the channel, or join us at the Militia Man and Crew Patreon community for even more exclusive content. You can also donate to this channel by hitting the links in the banner to help keep this page up and running. Your generous support is greatly appreciated, as always. Much, much appreciated. Thank you so much, and have a great day.